God, I forgot the line. I forgot.
Yeah, I'm forgetting the line.
It was great, though. It was so long and so bad, but, like, he's like, you know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help you, because I know everything you're going to do. Strange,
isn't it?
Yeah, no, that was great.
You might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help you, since I know everything you're going to do. Strange, isn't it?
Yeah, that was yeah, okay, we also got to do a Let's Watch of that movie, but so yeah, no, but basically, so a few years ago, this guy who did, like, I guess a really, really good Mega Man movie. Like,
I think I might have seen the Mega Man movie.
Yeah, like, it was really good, I heard, but
it was good.
I'm not saying it's like the Dark Knight levels of quality, or Citizen Kane, or, like, you know,
it was
The
definitely
Birds,
for
like,
a fan film.
Yeah, for a fan film,
it was pretty good.
It was better than it had any right to be as a fan film. But this same guy did a Sonic movie where it was real life with real actors, and Sonic was completely CGI, but they tried to make him look, like, realistic.
Oh god.
And so he was covered in spines. Oh boy, okay. So he was covered in spines. Robotnik was, like, played completely 100% straight. So, but the thing is, like, okay, so you know how, like, Robotnik, the whole thing about him is he's got, like, a stupid, like, outfit where his, like, pants are too high, and he's got, like a cape, but the thing is, because he's so, like, round, his cape just looks, like, tiny, and it looks silly. You know, he's got the baby cape on the back because he's, like, so big and round that it just, like, ends up looking dumb and stupid.
So I actually, very quickly, I did a bit of research, and apparently that thing, like, that fashion style that his cape is called, literally, a capelet. It's like a little cape.
I always thought it was because he's so fat that it's like he's got a little cape.
I think that's supposed to be the same thing. It's a cape, but he's so big that it turns into a capelet.
Like he was like, well, I'm like an evil scientist, and I'm like a genius, so I'm gonna have like an evil cape. But the thing is, he's so round, his cape like only comes down to his upper back from his neck. But so for this movie, they tried to take that costume and, like, redesign it to be almost like a royal, like his cape is, like, long and stuff, and he's like, no, it's as bad as it sounds. Like,
God.
I might, if I'm editing this, I'll have to post a, like, picture of him, but no, he's the worst. Like, it was so bad, and I mean, like, kudos, they tried to get him to have a Robotnik mustache, and the guy, I guess, was actually, like, a redhead, the actor that they got, so his mustache was actually red, but it was, like, I mean, realistically, come on, like, that mustache. So they couldn't actually grow it out that long, so it was just kind of, like, tiny, and it was, like, a little tuft under his, like, nose, and he had on sunglasses, and, no, and it was, like, I remember it was, like, there was, like, it started with, like, a news reporter or something, and she's like, there's, like, a battleship over, like, and it's, like, scientist, like, Dr. Scientist, like, Ivo Kintobor or something has a message for the population. He's like, Kintobor is dead. I'm Robotnik. And like, it was super, and he, like, initiated martial law over the city, and it's like, he's like, we need to find the blue blur, and, like, because there's, like, some island where, like, Sonic comes from or something, and they're like, oh man, it was so bad. And there was, like, a SWAT team at one point that went to the island, and, like, they got attacked by robots, and Sonic came out of nowhere to save them, and one of them was like, it's the blur. It was like, yeah, it was so bad, and, like, all of the, oh my god, okay, all of the cameos, there were, like, cameos done by, like, different people, like, different internet celebrities. Like, at one point they had, like, the angry video game nerd, I believe, They also had the Nostalgia Critic. They also had, not JonTron, Egoraptor, I think his name is. They had him, but here's the weird thing, like, Egoraptor's, I guess, is not, like, actually a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog. I read online, like, he doesn't actually care about the series. So it was kind of weird that, like, there were, like, all these weird, like, internet celebrities, like, doing just, like, cameos in this, like, kind of crappy Sonic fan film. And, like, I guess the only cool part about the Sonic fan film was that they had Jaleel White doing the voice of Sonic.
Jaleel White, who's that?
He did the, like, you know, like, the way past cool.
Oh.
Yeah, and so that was, like, it's like, oh my god, it's him! I remember watching that cartoon when I was a kid. So that was pretty cool, but, you know, and it was just, it was so, like, the music wasn't fun and exciting, it was, like, over the top, like, it was like Skyrim music, where it's orchestral and, like, just so full of itself, and, like, this is epic, and, like...
This is a game series about a blue anthropomorphized hedgehog that wears shoes and gloves and runs at the speed of light. Sound.
It's inherently
How could you ever
stupid.
take this seriously?
Well, you gotta ask Sonic 06 that. And Shadow the Hedgehog, where the first thing you see...
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
Well, no, but also before, the fact he says, like, damn all the time, because, you know.
Edgelord.
That's edgy if you say the word damn, because that's the most we can say without having the game be rated higher than E. But... So, like, Sonic the Hedgehog, man... After Sonic Heroes, and everyone was like, this game's, like, too fun. This game's too fun and lighthearted. Sega was like, oh man, they want the edge? We'll bring them the edge. We'll crank the edge up to 11, motherfucker. And then we had Shadow the Hedgehog, which was, like, the first thing you see when the game starts is Shadow loading a magazine into an assault rifle and charging it like a shotgun. Remember he pumps he pumped the barrel like it was a shotgun.
Something else that you need to think about, though, like, in a lot of the Sonic games, you don't really kill anyone. It's always robots. But then in Shadow the Hedgehog, there are the soldiers. And you
like
can
Shadow's
shoot
just
them
like
with guns.
Whoa,
You can murder them.
Well, no, because remember, they'd fall over and they'd like crutch their knee or something, and they'd be like, "Why me?" Like, and they just lay there. Cause I
always thought that was like, you killed you.
And they're sitting there writhing in pain because there's a bullet through them. They're just bleeding out.
Yeah, I thought you just leave them to bleed to death.
No, Shadow the Hedgehog is edgy, but come on. It's rated T for teen. Or no, it's rated E for everyone. Although, no, that's even a lie as well. No, it's rated E10 and up. So no. Sonic Team, now don't get me wrong, Sonic Team is known for making some pretty dark games. Probably not in the way they hope, but I doubt that they would go that far as to have Shadow the Hedgehog be a murderer. Although, doesn't he, like, murder Sonic or something in the game?
Yeah, in the, true evil ending, he kills Sonic.
Oh, yeah, and then he also, like, murders Robotnik or something.
Yeah, in one of the endings.
Which also, it's kind of weird, because, like, I feel like I'm, like, in this weird, like, Half-Life world, where I say Half-Life without even using the term correctly. I feel like I'm in this weird, like, split world where it's, like, when I talk about this, it's Robotnik, because that's, like, what they called him and stuff, even though, as a kid, Jessie, because she was super into Japanese culture and stuff, our older sister, she would constantly be like, did you guys know that in Japan his name is Eggman? And so we just grew up calling him Eggman, but, Like, and then obviously in the later games, they tried to get away from Robotnik, and they just called him Eggman. So it's like this weird thing where I switch between the two, because I don't know which one's appropriate to say. Which, by the way, like, this is super weird, but Robotnik's, like, I like Eggman better.
For me, it kind of depends. If you're talking about the person, like the scientist.
Oh, God.
If you're talking about the scientist, I call him Robotnik. If you're talking about the stupid villain, I call him Eggman.
Well, but they're the same person. He's a stupid scientist.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like there's like a Robotnik is like, get it? He makes robots. Although, isn't it Polish for worker?
I don't know.
I think actually that's why they called him that. I don't know. It was just like, hey, he's a scientist who makes robots, and his name is Robotnik. It was like, man, what a coincidence! What? Oh, I am. Oh man, I am. You're right. Okay.
Idiot.
This is already off to. Hey, it's kind of hard playing with an Xbox One controller with a game designed for a Sega Genesis D-pad, as well as talking about Robotnik. Wow, I enunciated that weird.
I actually thought you were like you were trying to jokingly pronunciate
Sonic's
it.
other villain, Robotnik, but he only shows up when like Robotnik is like out on like business leave, like he's patenting some new technology. He's like, oh man, I can't deal with this, Sonic. You're gonna have to deal with Robotnik. I'm sorry, but I know we don't like him, but you're Robotnik.
It could be either.
Oh man.
It could be either taken as Robot Neck or Robot Nick.
No, it's Robotnik. Yeah, Robotnik. I just think of like, he's like, hey, like he comes, he like breaks down the door, and he has like a case of beer with him, and like a sideways hat and like sunglasses. He's like, hey, Robotnik. He's like, let's get this party started. But like, no, but going back to like your topic, like Robotnik, like I don't like as much as Eggman. Like Eggman's more like unique sounding. Like it's so weird as a name, Eggman. Like, cause it's kind of like, you think of like, it sounds like, cause you know how there are some names that end in like man or something, but it'll be like min, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I can't, but right when great, hey, thanks brain, right when I'm trying to come up with an example, my mind blanks, but you know how some names end with like men, but you know, like pagan men, but no, that's not the, but it's like, you know, he's Eggman.
Yeah.
He's like, first name, whatever, last name Eggman. Oh god, no, that's so dumb. Like, I hate that he has like a first name and that it's, like, so Sega, they tried, like, they're basically like, no, his name is Ivo Eggman Robot. It's like, no, don't give him a first name. Just like how they, if I remember right, at one point Sega really tried to give Sonic a first name, and it was like Maurice or something. Yeah. It's like, no, like, don't.
I've seen several, not games, but I've seen several shows where they go through the whole thing without ever giving any character, the main character included, a name. And it works fine. So well, don't give one to Sonic.
He has a name. His name's Sonic. His parent, I don't even want to think of Sonic having parents. It's just like,
he's just Sonic.
Yeah, he's just Sonic.
Tails
just Eggman. Why does he need a first name? Like, why can't it be like
with
like
Tails?
Doctor, last name Eggman?
With Tails, I understand it a little bit better.
Well, that's because Tails always had that name.
Yeah.
Like, but Sonic was introduced as Sonic, middle name V, last name Hedgehog, and so, like, oh man, saying that, so Sonic Boom, it's not a great game. The show's pretty damn good.
I think I remember seeing that.
The show is pretty damn good. And they make a joke about that where Sonic's like, you know, my name is Sonic and my last name, or he's like, my middle name is Danger, and like Knuckles is like, I thought your middle name was The. So, yeah, no.
Down there, I think
Sonic, yeah, no, I know, I'm just, oh my god. This
brain
is
farts.
the worst, having to, like, tilt the control stick all the way to the right or
D-pad?
all the way to the left.
Or,
No, but
the D-pad would be even awkward.
the D-pad is great on the Xbox One controller, but the problem is the Xbox One controller, the way it's designed, it's incredibly uncomfortable to use the D-pad, and that's always kind of been a problem with the Xbox controller. The D-pad just doesn't work, and they keep trying to make it work, and it's like, I'm sorry guys, it's just...
If you want to see real awkwardness, you look at a lot of games on a computer. You have the W, A, S, and D keys, you are using the mouse, then you also need to use, since you have a keyboard in front of you, the I, J, K, and L keys.
You want to know really awkward trying to play Sonic Generations on the PC without a controller.
Oh yeah, that was probably the first time I ever realized that, hey, maybe keyboards aren't better
Hey,
in
maybe
every way.
yeah, and you played Overwatch before.
Yeah.
Before that, and you were completely fine with, like, either completely go or completely stop with the cars, so... Yeah,
Not
no.
Overwatch.
Or not Overwatch. No, did I say Overwatch?
Yeah.
I meant Watch Dogs.
Watch underscore dogs.
Same watching, different, they're watching different things. But, yeah, so you play Watch Dogs
I played it on the
beforehand.
computer where it's stop or full speed.
Yeah, full speed
There is no
ahead
between.
or full speed ahead or I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Sonic, man, Sonic Generations doesn't play on a computer with a keyboard. It doesn't work, like,
Yeah.
no, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not okay, there are some games that play well on a computer with a keyboard and mouse, but, like, Sonic Generations is really bad. It's like W, A, S, and D to move, obviously, but then it's like not spacebar to jump, and it's like some other button, and then it's like you have to press a specific button to, like, sprint, which is across the keyboard. Like, it's a mess. It's a nightmare. Which, oh, great. Hey, speaking of nightmares,
This infinite loop section.
yeah. Is it, like, glitched? I feel like I should be able to, like, there we go. No? Okay. Alright.
Let me see it. Maybe I can do something.
Ah, okay. Here you go.
Right.
Here, why don't you play for a bit? This is a problem, right? Like, with this port. You should be able to leap over, right? You shouldn't be gripped. There, you did it. What did
Hold
you do?
up while you jump.
Okay. Oh, okay, right. You know, jumping to the left. You gotta hold up. But, okay, the controller's been passed back to me. What are we gonna do about, what are we gonna do about Sonic 2? Are we just gonna...
I want to play it.
Okay, you know what, yeah. Okay, you can play it. Because I don't really, like Sonic 2.
I played it the most out of, well, not out of 3 and Knuckles, but I played it quite a bit solely because of Sonic Classic Heroes. Because it only had the 3 stages, and I don't like the 3... No. It had the Knuckles stages, not the 3 stages. Or it might have not even had either. But for whatever reason, it only had good stages from the second game. And it also had
Good stages, like none of them. Am I right, guys?
Casino Night Zone.
Oh, man. Man, guys, I have to retract what I just said, because Casino Night Zone's pretty good.
It also had a cut level.
A cut level?
Yeah.
Well, wasn't it cut because it wasn't good?
No, it was actually freaking awesome.
Okay.
I mean, well, yeah, that's
Oh,
probably more...
frickin' awesome!
It's probably nostalgia talking there, but I haven't played it. Sonic
Nostalgia
Classic
from a
Heroes
few
in while.
years ago? When you played Sonic 2 Heroes? Or you
Like,
mean just
more-
Sonic in general? It's like, hey,
Yeah.
Sonic 2 is really good. Remember when we played that as a kid?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you know how in Sonic 3, I think it was at the end of 3, you find the Master Emerald, you run into Knuckles, and you're in that like weird cavern place that
Yeah.
only lasts for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That was originally going to be an entire Sonic 2 level. Then it was then cut and reused in Sonic 3. And the level was completed, the first act.
So, like, is there then any big conspiracy as to why then?
No, they just decided not to use it. I don't
Okay.
know the specifics why.
Well, Sonic Team is good. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm sure Sonic Team knew what they were doing.
At that time, maybe.
At that time, they probably did know what they were doing, though.
Nowadays,